Hi, welcome to another 2D AutoCAD tutorial. The image you can see on screen here might imply that this is supposed to be a 3D tutorial, but at this stage it isn't. It's really just to generate a detailed view of the way two columns meet at two beams meet at a column. So this is the kind of 3D of it. We've got this heavy column here, a large beam approaching from one side and a smaller beam approaching from the other side. I'll show you the finished drawing so you can get a better idea of what we're trying to do. Okay, this is the larger beam viewed end on. This is the smaller beam viewed in elevation, and behind we've got the column with the flanges here, also in elevation, with cut marks, dimensions, annotation, and also a title. So that's the end goal here. The steel sizes, the information for these, taking that from the Tata Steel kind of section size guide, and this is also included in the information in the PDF that accompanies this tutorial. So the larger beam we can see here, the 533 by 210, and we've got the relevant sizes that we're going to put in. We're going to draw this accurately and use the more accurate figures there. The smaller beam, the 305 by 165, and then the column is a fairly heavy gauge one. It's a 305 by 305, but as you can see, very thick flanges. That's a seriously heavy bit of steel. Okay, so I hope that kind of sets the scene for what we're trying to draw. I'll close these PDFs, and I've started AutoCAD 2015 already. I selected the new drawing and I've created the layers that we need to use. Now this is printed in the PDF. You'll find the list of layers, but I'll bring it up on screen just now. So using the layer properties command, and you can see the layers that we need to use to draw the drawing to get control, to get the correct line weight we want in the end. Okay, now there's a couple of changes I want to make to this list to give you some practice too. So the set out layer, I want to change it to a line type called center 2. So look for the set out layer, click the word continuous, okay, and then load, and we'll scroll down until we see the layer center 2, sorry, the line type center 2, and OK, and then click center 2 again and OK. And the only other change is to make the viewports layer be a non-printing layer. Okay, so run along the line from that one and you'll find a very small printer icon. Click that once, a little no entry symbol goes through it, and it won't print anymore. Now we're going to start by drawing the column. Okay, so we'll use this layer for it, the UC 305 by 305. So click on that layer name, then click Make Current, and then you can close the dialog box. So hopefully you paused the video while you were entering all the layer names, so we're kind of ready to go. Okay, we'll just set up what's happening on the screen first. We've got a grid showing here. I don't need that visible. Turn the grid off. I'll be needing the orthogonal limit on so that I draw my lines horizontal and vertical. So I'll put ortho on, and I'll need object snaps as well. So let's activate those and see what's ready. Click the little arrow alongside that and you'll be able to see which object snaps we want to use, and I think endpoint, midpoint are going to be useful, center will be definitely useful, node we'll be using later on, so we'll add node, no need for quadrant, intersection might be useful, and perpendicular. That should be it. Okay, so endpoint, midpoint, center, node, intersection, and perpendicular. Okay, now there's another controller that I'd like to switch off, and if I remember rightly, this is called Dynamode. If I get it right. Dynamode. Okay, so this will turn off the some of the visuals that accompany my cursor. Okay, and I'll try 0 and we'll see what happens with that. That should hopefully have turned off some of the clutter that hangs around with your cursor. Okay, we just want to check the accuracy of units here. We're drawing, in point of a millimeter, so we want this to be correct. So type in the command units and return, and we just want to see what's happening here. I'll leave my decimal precision at 0 and then 4 decimal places, but the angle precision is a wee bit weak there, so I'm going to put that to 2 decimal places, and OK. Okay, so we'll start off with the shape for our column. Okay, and so with reference to the PDF, or just follow the numbers that I type up on screen, we'll draw this object in. Okay, so we'll just have a quick look, make sure we've got the right sizes for the column. Okay, so it's 339.9 by 314.5. Okay, let's minimize that again. Okay, so just start off with a line will suffice. Okay, you can either get the line up here, or as I did, I just typed in L and return. Okay, we're just going horizontally, and we'll make this the longer side, so this will be 339.9. Okay, and return. Okay, we'll go downwards, and this was the 314.5, and return. Back along 339.9 and return, and then take this back up to the end point to close the shape. Press return to finish. Okay, now what we want to do is draw the flanges. Okay, I'm using the middle mouse button here to roll in and zoom in closer. So we'll put in the flange thickness. So to do that, you'd use offset, and the distance to put in 31.4, and return. Pick this line, go to the right and pick again. Take this line, go to the left and pick again. Press enter to stop the command. Okay, now we want to try and draw the web of the beam of the column. So we want just a normal line from midpoint to midpoint, and return. And then we want to put in half the thickness of the web. So offset by 9.55 and return. Pick the center line, go upwards, pick the original center line and go downwards. Press escape to stop offset, and this middle line has finished its job. That can be deleted. So just click it once and press delete. Okay, so we can see the I or the H shape already there. What we need to do now is get rid of these bits of line and then tidy up the junctions here. So to lose these bits of line, you'd use the trim command, So it's trim, pick these two lines and return, and then pick the bits you want to get rid of. 1, 2. Press escape to stop trim. Let's use a slightly different command here. Let's break these and then fill it. So break shortens to BR and return. First pick can be basically anywhere, so just here would be fine, and the object snaps can be used to pick the second point. Return to bring back the command. Pick, move, pick. Okay, they just need to tidy up these junctions now. So we'll use the fillet command. We'll assign a radius to this. At the moment it's 0, which means just basically it will form a corner. If we specify a radius, we can get a curved junction, and the radius is 15.2, and return. And we'll do all 4 of these junctions. So it's pick, pick, return. Pick, pick, return. Pick, pick, return, pick, pick. So that's nice and clean. This shape's made up of quite a lot of lines. It might be easier to control it if it were just one line, i.e. a polyline. Now there's no need to trace it. We can turn this into a polyline, and to do that you use the pedit command, short for polyline edit. So all you need to do is type in PE to activate that. PE, return. Pick one of the lines. The command prompt says, do you want to turn this into a polyline? So press enter again, because you do. And then what do you want to do with it? We want to join the other bits to it. So you click on the join option, and you can grab everything that's there, press enter. 15 segments have been added, and enter again to finish the command. Okay, actually escape there, I think. It's still stuck in the command. Okay. Click on your shape and you'll see that it's all one object, all tied together. So what we'll do is the same for the other column, the other beam shapes. We need to change layer first. Okay, so we'll change layer to the UB 533 by 210. Okay, and because the end drawing has this beam drawn kind of vertically here, we may as well draw it that way just now. Okay, so it's roughly going to be kind of this size. So we'll start with a line, and this can be anywhere. You can start wherever you want, it doesn't really matter just now. So I'll start here, and ortho is restricting the movement. Okay, then the width here of 208.8 and return. An overall height of 528.3. Go back across 208.8 and then up to the top and let the object snap find the endpoint. Return to finish. Let's zoom in a little closer. If I want a better fit here, if I type Z and return twice, hold my left mouse button, I can do a smoother zoom. So you hold the left mouse button and move your cursor, move your mouse up and down, then press escape, and we've got a better fit of the drawing on screen. Okay, the flange thickness here is 13.2, so we offset 13.2, return, take each flange inwards. Okay, we now need a line up the middle of the beam. We'll get pick line and go from midpoint to midpoint, return. The web of this beam is fairly slender, it's only 9.6 millimeters thick. So we need an offset then of half of that each side. So offset 4.8, return, take the line, go right, go back to the original line, pick it and go left. Escape to get rid of offset, pick the middle line and delete it. Okay, now to get rid of these lines, use trim and these two lines as the cutters and return, and then delete the bits we want to get rid of. Okay, press escape to stop the trim command, and then we'll break these flanges at these points so we can join on each side. Might need to get in a bit closer for that because this is quite a narrow web on this one. So the command is BR for break, pick one, let the object snaps find the second point, do the same job at the top, so press return to bring back the command, pick one, object snaps find the second. Okay, then we want to fill it with a different radius, so change the radius to 12.7, return, and let's pick, return, pick, return. Scroll down, pick, return, pick. Okay, then turn that into a polyline. We used pedit, so PE, return, pick any line there. Do you want to turn it into a polyline? Yes. Press enter, then join, and it should be the same number of parts. Grab everything, 16 found, press enter, 15 added. Okay, and the final bit of steel will help later on if this was drawn in line with the top of this one. So just press escape to get rid of pedit and just draw a single line from the top of this line just outwards from there to give us enough space to draw the next one. Okay, so we're going to start the next beam at this point. Okay, so the next layer to choose is the smaller of the beams, so it's the UB 305 by 165 section, and then we use the line again from the end point here, drag to the right, and the distance for this one is 165.7. We're coming downwards 306.6, back to the left 165.7, and then back to the start. Let the object snaps find the end point and return. This line's done its job. You can click it once and delete it. Let's get in closer on this beam. Okay, the flanges on this are only 11.8 millimeters thick, so we offset 11.8, return, pick, move, pick, move, pick, bringing them inwards each time. Okay, go for your line command and it will cancel offset. Go from midpoint to midpoint, return, and then offset again. Okay, it's a very thin flange on this, only 6.7 millimeters thick, so half of that is 3.35. So offsetting by 3.35, return, pick, go right, zoom in, pick the original line, and take it left. Okay, escape the offset command, pick the middle line because that's now no longer needed, and delete it. Okay, then we need to tidy things up in the same way we did with the others. So trim, use your two inner flange lines, enter, then pick the bits you want to get rid of. Press escape to cancel the command, then break, BR, return, and we're breaking the inner flange there as before. Return to bring back the command, pick, move, pick. And to finish the shape, we fill it with a radius of 8.9. Return, and we join each inner corner with these 8.9 millimeter radiuses, or radii, I suppose I should say. Final part of this bit of the exercise is to ped it, so PE, return, pick a line. Do you want to turn it into a polyline? Yes. Press enter again, then join, grab everything, return, 15 segments added. Okay, now press escape and we should have a single shape. So we've got all three shapes we need. 1, 2, 3, cleanly drawn. We'll pause the video at that point and then move on to the second section.